Hello and welcome to this video tutorial. I will be demonstrating how to identify, approve, or reject, and if necessary, print an iSupplier invoice. The state is moving towards a paperless accounting system. This initiative is intended to improve customer service and expedite payment cycles. The accounts payable staff is encouraging suppliers to utilize their iSupplier portal to process invoices against purchase orders. This initiative would not be successful if the supplier is not provided a purchase order at the time services and/or goods are requested. Whenever possible, agencies should create standard purchase orders, MPA or APA releases at the beginning of the fiscal year for an estimated total to be spent throughout the year. Following this procedure will speed the procurement process for agencies and eliminate past due vendor payments. This and additional information can be found on the controller's website by clicking on the training link and then supplier portal training material. For the purposes of this tutorial, we will be in a test instance. Suppliers who process invoices through the iSupplier portal are called iSuppliers. In our example, we will look at an iSupplier invoice that the receiving was completed on and has been initiated for approval. The approver receives notification of the pending approval in their work list just as they would if Central Accounts Payable processed the invoice. If the invoice was on hold for receiving pending internal review or an SFA 12, it will appear on the open invoice report just as it would if it were processed in Central Accounts Payable. To begin, click on the invoice in the work list. The approver should be viewing the invoice before approving to assure accuracy. To do so, click on View Invoice, and then click on Invoice Workbench. Once you are on the Invoice Workbench, you may view the distributions by clicking on All Distributions, or you can view the accounts being charged. The purchase order, the release number, the line items, the quantities invoiced, the unit prices and amounts can be viewed in the Lines tab. You may view the hierarchy approval by going back to the General tab, going to the Reports option, and view Invoice Approval History. There is only one approver for this particular invoice. The invoice backup is attached to the paperclip. Click on the paperclip. This will bring up the backup attached by the supplier. If the backup was not attached, as in this example, this is not a reason to reject the invoice. Not all of our suppliers are required to attach backup because they are invoicing for simple goods or services. For example, if you ordered 18 hammers and received 18 hammers, there is no need to view an invoice. If you require additional information from the supplier, you should click on the Help option and Record History. See the Created By field. This contains an email address for the supplier, and you should send your request for more information to that email address. If your agency requires a paper copy of the invoice, you may print out what's attached, or if it is not attached, you may run a Rhode Island Portal Invoice Reprint report. First, copy the invoice number. Then go to your View option and Requests. Click on Submit a New Request. Single request is okay. Type in RI Portal Invoice paste in your invoice number and type in the supplier name. Hit Tab, should come up for you. Hit OK and Submit. Click the Refresh Data button until phase shows complete. And view output. Then open. This is a RIFANS invoice reprint. These instructions can be found under the training link on the controller's website as well. You can go back to your work list by clicking on Notification Details And if at any time the approver does not agree with the charges on a particular invoice, please enter an explanation in the notes section before clicking reject, or simply click approve. This concludes this presentation, and thank you for taking the time to watch.